Ballparks National.
Yep.
Local umpire allegedly puts deputy in a chokehold. You remember when this story broke?
Yeah.
It was crazy, right? Everybody was attacking this umpire like something fierce.
It was just last summer, I think, wasn't it? So the umpire who allegedly
May
put
of
the
2023.
So it's 2 years ago. Okay. Time flies when you get old. So this guy allegedly puts a sheriff's deputy in a chokehold after a heated exchange there at the youth baseball game, is now suing the sheriff's office, right? Turning this around, that arrested him, claiming upwards of $350,000 in damages. This umpire, it's Neil Sidebottom, filed the suit in Morgan County, April 25th, against former Camden County Sheriff Tony Helms and Deputy Cole Downing. And in the lawsuit, he claims that Downing violated his Fourth Amendment protection, acted with implicit bias and without warrant, used excessive force, and falsely imprisoned Sidebottom, and engaged in conduct unbecoming a deputy. So he's requesting, the Sidebottom guy is requesting a jury trial to settle the claim. It's getting serious here, but another big knock that might hurt Camden County.
Sure, it's interesting that former Camden County Sheriff Tony Helms and Deputy Cole Downing were listed individually in this lawsuit. Now, just a little bit of backstory on this altercation with the Spectator from May of 2023. Allegedly, law enforcement was called to the scene where 15 witnesses were used to get Sidebottom off of Downing. This is all through witnesses. Now, the probable cause statement alleges Downing was treated at Lake Regional Health System for a fractured rib, multiple contusions on his elbows, his knees, his lower back. And in this, Sidebottom has pled not guilty to a Class A felony of first-degree assault, along with special victim with serious physical injury and a misdemeanor of resisting arrest. His jury trial, which was initially set for October of 2023, was canceled after a change of venue was granted to Montauk County, which is slated for October of this year. Now, it's worth noting that Judge Heller Miller already favored with Sidebottom in his separate suit against Ballparks National for wages owed to him for $200 for that day for his work. And so I reached out to Neil Sidebottom, and he said, now I cannot say a lot without compromising my case. I can say I did not commit a crime that day. I was there doing my job. We had drunk parent issues as usual. There was never an assault on a lady. That will come out at trial. They made a false 911 call to create this mess. I followed the rules to a T, handling the issues on the field. I can't give you much more than that, or it would compromise my case. You remember I did ask when this happened, like, how did it ever get to this point?
Yeah.
Because for this to happen, allegedly, where this assault happened on this Spectator, the Spectator would have had to have been in close proximity to the official. I just raised that question, which was never really answered. But after reaching out to Sidebottom, this is what he said. He feels obviously pretty confident in his case, which was interesting to me, and I said I would be happy to share that. But what an interesting situation. The headlines initially that an umpire contracted by the facility, puts a deputy in a chokehold. That leads everybody to believe this is crazy. Well, maybe more to the story, because when you file a lawsuit and you already get one of your suits favored in your favor, $200, it's small, right?
Yeah.
But against Ballparks National, where the wages you were owed for that day's, umpiring or that particular game, just going to be interesting to see. And hey, maybe this gets thrown out, maybe it doesn't, but we'll follow this. I just thought it was interesting. $350,000 in damages. But when you consider like punitive damages, right? If they were wrong or they did, falsely do something, this has been rough on this guy's reputation, right?
No doubt.
And everybody has commented on it, has made things, even people he knows from, the town he lives in are on there chiming in about maybe a bad situation he was part of with them. So there's a lot to be said if he is innocent in this $350,000 suit. We'll be interested to know the outcome of that. Well, October of 2025.
According to the statement for the arrest explained by the department, there were 15 bystanders that got involved in this whole thing. There had to have been some recordings of this. So hopefully, those recordings will come out and kind of prove whatever happened one way or the other.
Do you see Lake Expo's headline? It said, if you have video, please send it to us. Like, there was 15 bystanders. Like, hey, but if you were one of those that has video from that day, can we see it,
Let's see
please?
it, yeah.
And sure, like that would surely help. And then, of course, the deputy that was there, like in the probable cause statement, it's that Deputy Downing had tried to get him to stop, and then he wouldn't, and then he reached out to put him in cuffs, and that's when the altercation and the everything ensued. But I was like, man, this umpire, if you see the guy, he doesn't look strong enough to not only take a deputy down, but take 15 people to help get him off.
Yeah.
I mean, you must have been some kind of rage for it to take 16 people, one of which an armed deputy with the sheriff's department.
Yeah, I mean, he must have some training to take down a sheriff's deputy and put him in a chokehold. But when I was reading it, something about, we swept his legs out from underneath him. So he's obviously done some fight training or something.